morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a look at Shining Fates. You see, the lovely folks over on Pokémon.com have gone and revealed some new cards officially from Shining Fates that we kind of knew were coming. And Leonhart has gone and done a sneak peek opening of some Shining Fates, which has gone and confirmed some cards we were really hoping were going to be in the set. And a couple I personally didn't really care about one way or the other, but that's just me. So starting off with the official reveals then, Pokémon.com have gone and shown us, and we might as well start here, Charizard VMAX. Now, when Pokemon did their 25th anniversary video, a bunch of people spotted this card in the video. It was in there, and got very excited. Do remember that when Shining Fates was announced, they specifically mentioned the Shining Charizard VMAX. And let's not forget that we also have pack art showing Shiny Charizard VMAX. So I think it's fair to say we kind of knew it was coming anyway. Is it a big deal that they've shown this card? I mean, kind of. It doesn't really matter that they've shown it now. We all knew it was coming, but it's nice to have a lovely high-quality image of it. And make no mistake, this is going to be the chase card from Shining Fates. It's important to note that in Japan there were two Charizards. They also had the Shiny Charizard V, but we know we're not getting a Shiny Charizard V because we know that was in Champion's Path. So we know that's not coming. It is essentially a one Charizard set. Now, the difference, of course, is that we've got all the other shiny Pokemon and VMAXs and all of that, which we did not have in Champion's Path. So I know that for some people, Champion's Path was a slightly disappointing set because it was two Charizards and not a huge amount else, especially for collectors. That is not the case with this set at all. Not to mention we've got stuff like Full Art Marnie, for instance, as well as a few others, and people are going to love Full Art Marnie. Full Art Marnie is awesome. That is going to be another one of the very sought-after cards from the set. We were shown a couple of other shiny cards as well. We were shown Shiny Phalanx V, which of course shows that they are bringing Pokemon V, as we kind of knew they were. Phalanx has always been a card that I've very much appreciated. Cards with Phalanx in their name take 20 less damage from your opponent's attacks. I did mention in a video recently I played against a quad Phalanx V deck, not regular Phalanx, where they were just playing Phalanx V and a bunch of B to get the energy on there. And I was testing out new decks, so I was playing suboptimal lists. But I'm not terribly ashamed to tell you that I got absolutely destroyed in that game. It wasn't even close. So I don't know. Maybe that's something to bear in mind. The other one that's been revealed, and I can't help but think it is somewhat of a nod to myself, is Shiny Rillaboom VMAX. Anyone that watched my second Shiny Star V opening, bearing in mind Shining Fates is basically, largely at least, a reprint of Shiny Star V, will have noticed I just pulled Rillaboom after Rillaboom after Rillaboom. And it's kind of interesting as far as I'm concerned that I've pulled like 3 Japanese Rillaboom VMAX, and I've not opened very many Japanese products. The last 3 products I've opened have all had a Rillaboom VMAX in. That's weird, right? I think it's kind of weird. We've also been shown a couple of the shiny Mad Party members. We've got Shiny Poltergeist. That's the one with T-Break that lets you discard a Mad Party dude from your hand and draw 2 cards. Plus, it's got the Mad Party attack. 20 damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile that has Mad Party for just 2 energy. And then Dedenne that's got Mad Party, but for 3 energy we're never going to attack with it. Dedenne is destined to just be chucked into the discard, which is a little bit sad, but hey-ho, you can't have it all. Of course, we know we are getting the Mad Party pin collections coming along as part of Shining Fates, so you can buy the pin collections and then pull the shiny versions in there. Remember that the pin collections don't actually have the shiny versions, they are alternate art promos, so it's one of those situations where you basically need to make a choice. Do you want the shiny version? Do you want the alternate art? Do you want some mixture of them? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is entirely up to you. Now, they're the cards that were officially revealed over on the website. Nothing terribly shocking there, but just confirmation that we're getting these shiny Pokemon as we assumed we were. But over on Leonhart's opening, did open a couple of cards which I find extremely interesting that I was hoping would be in the set, but it was very much touch and go. We didn't really know one way or the other. And those cards were Dhelmise VMAX and Cramorant VMAX. Now, these are very interesting and very relevant because they are brand new, never before seen VMAXs in English. They've been out in Japan for a little while. But crucially, over in Japan, they were in the VMAX set. This was the one where you would get yourself one pack of all 8 Japanese expansions released to date, and then you would get one pack with a couple of shiny energy or hollow energy, and then one VMAX, Cramorant and Dhelmise being brand new, never before seen cards, which is awesome. Now, there were 2 other cards that were in that set. They were alternate arts of Morpeko VMAX and Cinderace VMAX. In Leonhart's video, we did see him opening Morpeko VMAX. We didn't see Cinderace VMAX, but I think it is extremely fair at this stage to assume that Cinderace VMAX will be in the set, because it would be super weird if we got one of them, but not the other. So I refuse to believe that's the case. So you can assume we're getting the alternate art versions of both of those. But those are ones, I mean, Morpeko was in Sword and Shield, Cinderace was in Rebel Clash. They're not particularly new cards. They don't see a huge amount of play. They're not terribly exciting. But Dhelmise and Cramorant absolutely are. These are brand new cards, brand new VMAXs, both of which have seen a little bit of play over in Japan. I have featured on this channel winning deck lists for both of those cards that you can go and check out at your leisure. I'll try and remember to link them in the description. But it's really interesting to note that these are brand new cards, they are good cards, and they are much less rare than in Japan. You know, over in Japan, you had to buy one of these products, and the product sold out very quickly because they're awesome, and you could get Charizard promos with them. And, you know, you only got a 1 in 4 chance of pulling the one you want, even if you open up the product. So these are not easy to get cards over in Japan. They will be much easier and much less rare over here. Reminds me of Umbreon Prime, which, although just a regular, ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill set card over here, was a really limited promo card over in Japan that you would have to attend League and save up points and mail away for. So our Umbreon Prime, super common, not much value. Japan's Umbreon Prime, much rarer. Same thing here. Are the cards any good? I like them both. Dhelmise VMAX does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. So essentially you pile grass energy on and snipe for huge damage. Or free energy 240, and you can't use Max Anchor next turn, but we've seen a million Pokemon like Zacian that can't attack next turn, and it never ended up being a problem. Incidentally, Dhelmise can attack next turn, you've just got to use Swinging Chain instead. As for Cramorant VMAX, I mean, the attack on Cramorant is quite nice. Flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon, 80 damage for each heads. It is literally the exact same attack as we saw on the Blissey from Lost Thunder, which was a fun little rogue deck, and is one to very much consider. Colorless energy can fit into any deck. But bear in mind, we've got Memory Capsule now, and that's probably the best thing about Cramorant, is if you whack a Memory Capsule on, you can actually copy Cramorant V's attack to do 160 damage to the bench for just a triple acceleration energy, which is kind of ridiculous. Remember, Spit Shot, you've got to discard all the energy anyway, so it doesn't matter that triple acceleration energy gets discarded when you use it, and you can essentially, if you've got a Memory Capsule on, attach triple acceleration energy, hit 160 to the bench, take out a single prize Pokemon, KO to Dene for 2 prizes. It does mean that you can no longer use Telescopic Sight and take out a Crobat. Well, you can, but you've got to have free energy on the Pokemon V, because it's 1 tool per Pokemon. But even then, this makes Cramorant V way better. Not to mention it ups Cramorant V to 320 HP, and it gives up an extra prize, but I think the point here is, if you VMAX to use the V's attack, you're using a single energy, and you're assuming that you're not going to end up being KO'd straight away. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of news about Shining Fates, lots of exciting new cards to have a little bit of a look at. Shining Fates does release in just 3 weeks' time. I did do a video a couple of days ago talking about the allocation of Shining Fates and how it might initially be quite hard to get hold of. I will link that video in the description so you can go and check that out. The main message from that is, yes, it's going to be difficult to get initially, although the Mad Party pin collections do seem much more widely available. So, go for them. Keep in touch with your local game store, and there will be more waves, so even if you can't get them initially, remember that Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes were super difficult to get at the beginning, and then, since then, they've just been reprinted over and over again, and most people, if you wanted them and were keeping half an eye open, were able to get them pretty easily. Patience, I suppose, is what we're talking about. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about these cards. I, for one, am delighted that we've got confirmation that Cramorant VMAX and Dalmai's VMAX are coming. Those are cards I really wanted. Also, it means the non-shiny portion of Hidden Fates just got a whole bunch better. But I want to know what you think about all of this, ladies and gentlemen, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.